Hey guys, Dan Book Nook Noggin here with another book review. This time I'm here to review Of Foster Homes and Flies by Chad Lutzke. This is a 162-page novella by him. I'm not sure, but I think this is one of his earlier works. Now, I've had this one for a while, and I was like, you know what? I've bought a couple of Chad Lutzke books, and I was like, man, I gotta see what all the hype is about. I need to read this. And I decided to pick this one for some reason. I will have the cover over here so you can see it. This one is a horror, dark, coming-of-age novella. It's about a character named Denny who is 12 years old. He's precocious. He has a really shitty home life. His father has passed away. He's left with his single mother who is abusive and an alcoholic. And yeah, his mother seems to care more about her dog Ingrid than she does about him. And one day she dies, and young Denny, who's only 12 years old, his only ambition is to try to prove his mother wrong, because she's verbally abusive and physically abusive and just an alcoholic, and she's always trying to instill in him that you are worthless, you will never be anything much more than what I tell you. And his only ambition, being 12 years old and being precocious, is he wants to win the spelling bee. So the author kind of goes over this week-long period where Denny's trying to confront the death of his mother, and he's trying to deal with that, and yet while the anxiety of her death and the anxiety of preparing for the spelling bee, and you would think that this would not be that great of a read. At first, I will admit, the first half of this I was thinking, man, this is only a 3-star read. But as the pacing picked up and the tension kind of grew, it quickly became a 4-star read for me. Now, I know a majority of my friends on Goodreads thought this was a 5-star read, but I wasn't really feeling that strongly about this. Now, there was one scene I recall. I felt it very unnecessary that the author compared it to The Telltale Heart from Poe. The scene alone already evoked that in me when I was reading it. You didn't need to point it out and compare it. You didn't have to blatantly compare it to Telltale Heart. It was already there. I already saw that. One of the things I want to mention about this book, words that come to mind are shock and awe. And I feel like this novella is, in comparison, a metaphor that could use to describe it is like a train wreck. You just cannot look away. You're invested in it, and you just want to know what happens to this kid. So there's one idea that kept going through my head, and this is just the true crime me that kept thinking, and it made me think of this true crime case, Psycho Sam and the horrorcore killings. This guy had went to see some girl he was an acquaintance with online through MySpace or some shit like that, went and murdered her and her whole family, and stayed in the house for a weekend. And they said that the cloying stink of the decomposing bodies was on his clothes and in his skin and hair and everything, even though this guy showered. And I just kept thinking about that while I was listening to this. So it doesn't seem logical that this kid would be going out in public and everything and nobody would notice this smell, seriously. But, that's just rational me trying to butt in. But yeah, I couldn't help but thinking about that. But yeah, it is a really decent, I thought it was well-written book. Definitely makes me want to check out his other writings. For those of you guys in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon for you to pick this up for yourselves. Of course, I'm going to try and see if it's on bookshop.org for you international folks. If you got something from watching this video, please donate to my coffee. Buy me a coffee or two. I could use the energy and the motivation. If you came here looking for book reviews and recommendations, please hit that subscriber button, and while you're there, hit that notification bell. This has been Dan. That's all I got for you. Stay tuned for more reviews. Stay healthy and be good to each other.